I woke up this morning, coffee in hand. Someone tried to swipe my favorite brand. Ain't it just like folks these days? Take what's yours and walk away.
Hey y'all, it's Joefer here, the Cranky Old Gay Guy, and today, it's Thursday, the 7th of November, 2024, and I will be discussing what makes me cranky today. This is not an election video, so you don't have to worry about that. I have chosen to be happy as opposed to be down and fearful, as I've mentioned many times before. Like, being cranky takes a lot out of you. It's exhausting to be cranky 24 hours a day, and it's the same way about being sad and worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. Because, like I said, this isn't an election thing, but sometime late next year we'll have President Vance, and then things will really hit the fan, and then we can worry. But right now, I'm going to choose to be happy. Except, I went outside this morning and I found some broken plastic in the street by my car. And it's the frame that goes around a license plate, and it's got like where you bought it. Mine was MS Motors is what it says on the bottom. And funny, but this little frame said MS Motors as well. So I went around and looked at the front of my car, because evidently it happened the night before, but I didn't see it until I came home and I saw the plastic laying in the street. What happened was the top of the frame is still around the license plate, but the bottom is broken off and it's in pieces and it is on the ground. And the front license plate is bent upward, like someone tried to pull it off and they just bent it. And in doing so, they broke the frame because it's just thin plastic. Well, that makes me angry. The fact that someone would be trying to steal my license plate. And the renewal sticker, not the month, but the year, is also partially peeled up. Like they couldn't get the plate, or they couldn't peel the sticker up. It wasn't sticking all the way, so they just decided to try to take the whole plate. And for some reason they didn't. They just bent it. Now, that is one possible scenario. And it makes me cranky that someone would do that. But it's not the first time it's happened. I've had both plates on my truck stolen and replaced with different plates, different on the front, different on the back, that still had good tags, but they weren't even the same month or the same year. And when that happened, we'll get to that in a second. Oh, we'll get to it now. Why not? When that happened, I was going through DEQ, which is I don't know if every state has that, but it's an environmental protection thing. Your car has to pass a test before you can get licensed, so it's not polluting. It can only pollute a certain amount. And I went in to do that, and the guy looked at my registration at the booth and says, "Well, your license plate don't match." And I said, "What do you mean?" And I went, and it's like, "Well, that's not my license plate." And then I walked around to the back and discovered I have two different license plates. So I had to go ahead and went through DEQ, got the paperwork. I just couldn't pay for it because you can't get, your DEQ can't go through until everything is correct on your vehicle. So then I had to go to DMV and explain the situation. I had to buy new plates and I had to buy new tags. And then I had to call the police and file a police report per the DMV. And then I had to hold on to the plates. I figured, I'd make them into an art project or something. But nope, those are stolen property, so we're not allowed to do that. And the police came to the door, and I asked about it. And he said, it's very common, particularly if you don't drive the vehicle a lot, because people don't notice. And I hadn't driven my truck for a while, and it sits on the street with current tags. And he said that one of the plates was from a stolen vehicle that had gotten in an accident, and they found it on the road. And the other plate belonged to a vehicle they haven't found yet, but it was seen at the scene of several crimes. So I can only guess that my plates that were stolen were put on a vehicle that was committing crimes. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't linked to any of that. And I had to do a follow-up with DMV like 30 days later to make sure that my name wasn't, getting ticketed or anything like that. So that made me cranky because it was a good over half a day of running around trying to get that settled. And it was crap. And people shouldn't do that because it makes me cranky. Now, the second scenario is my car the day before was parked behind another car on the street. So it's quite possible that someone backed into me and hit the plate, which bent it, which made it curl out because it just hangs from two screws at the top. So it was like this, and when you hit it, the bottom would pop out. And that could have broke the plastic trim as well. And then that car just drove off. But whatever's on the back of that vehicle, if it's a bumper, it would have to hit it because it is broke on exactly the same place on both sides of the frame. So the bumper would have to be hit exactly at that point. And looking at modern bumpers, they don't have anything bumping out that would just hit in that one spot. So it's possible maybe they had some kind of a bicycle rack on the back that hit it, or a tow hitch, but a tow hitch would have made a rounder indentation just in wherever it hit. It wouldn't have folded the thing in half. But I can see, let's say a square, or I've seen it on the back of trucks. There'll be a little shelf that holds a propane tank and it's just got a square edge. Now that could have hit something, hit my license plate and snapped it. But, I think that's pretty far-fetched because most modern bumpers are smooth, just like the one on my car. And yeah, I think so, because I have been rear-ended in the car I'm in now. Everything was repaired. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. Well, it was pre-COVID, so it was before then. Someone, we were approaching a light that turned yellow. And this person, since everyone was going by 30 miles an hour, the car in front of me stopped, I stopped, and then this car smacked into the back of me. And that left screw imprints on my bumper where their license plate hit my bumper. But other than that, there was no damage to the vehicle. The bumper, turns out it was cracked, so I had to have it replaced anyway. So I don't think that it was just a car backing into me. I do think it was a theft issue. That and the fact that the sticker is partially peeled. So that's what made me cranky today, because I discovered this last night, but I went out and picked up the broken plastic pieces this morning, when walking the dog. And yeah, it made me very, very cranky. And yeah, I think that is about it. Also, I, last Saturday, was interviewed on the podcast Naked Men Talking, and you can find that on Spotify, by Gareth, who is the host of that program. He's out of Australia. And we talked about this channel, and we talked about my life. So if you want to learn more about me, things that I haven't shared here, and I don't know if I've not shared this information, but I did tell him things that people have sent me messages who've seen it and said, hey, I didn't know this about you. So if you want to know more about me, head over to Spotify and do a search for Naked Men Talking. And yeah, I think he only puts one out every week, and mine came out Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, probably Tuesday evening, because that's Wednesday Australian time. They're 18 hours difference from where I'm at. So yeah, right now I'm at the top of the list of his podcast because I'm the newest one. So if you want to see that, that's great. I am not going to put any of this information in the description because at one point, I believe, he said he was a YouTuber, but he was finally banished for speaking of nudity, pretty much. And you can only get so many hits or strikes. And I already have one warning because I linked to a site that showed a nude guy, but it was an art film. No, it was not pornographic. So I don't want to get another warning. so I'm not going to put the link in my description. But if it's something that you do want to see, open your Spotify app or go to spotify.com, search Naked Men Talking, and look for a little thumbnail of him on this side and me on the right side of your screen. And that's about it. And if you do watch it, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. I think that's about it. I have to let you all go and I get my day going. And I will see you all, what is today, Thursday? Oh, it's Naked Pool Night tonight, so that's where I'll be tonight. So if you're in the Portland area and you want to meet and greet, come to the Eagle this evening. I probably won't be there past 9 or 9:30, so you want to come before that if you want to see me. And will you recognize me? Well, I don't know, because I will probably be wearing a birthday suit. That's my normal attire when I get there. But, you know, if you're out and about and you want to say, hey, Cranky Old Gay Guy, come on up and say, hey, Cranky Old Gay Guy. Introduce yourself. It's good to put a face behind the comments. That is something I wanted to address, is that a lot of people leave comments, and to leave a comment, you have to be signed up on YouTube. You know, you just need an account. It's a free account. But a lot of people don't bother to put a photo into the little avatar thing, so it's just a letter or it's a picture of a teddy bear or something. It would be great if, when you leave a comment, if you would upload a photo to your avatar, so at least I know who I'm talking with. Especially the ones who are like making suggestive statements. It would be nice if I could see who you are. That's it. No dance video today. I haven't got time to do one. So the credits are probably going to be pretty dull and boring. And I'm probably just going to use, I don't know what I'm going to do for music. Let me just a minute. Yeah, the clock is ticking and I'm running out of time. So I got to go. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Someone tried to swipe my favorite brand. Ain't it just like folks these days? Take what's yours and walk away. Used to be a time respect was free. Now it seems a distant memory. Everyone's out for number one. No care for the damage they've done. I'm just a cranky old gay guy, watching